We all know ginger, a tasty culinary herb, or more accurately, a spice that you can buy practically anywhere. Whether you're using the whole root, paste, or powdered form, it's a spice any seasoned cook will reach for, especially when they want an easy way to add a dash of Asian flavor to their dishes. You don't see ginger farms sprawling across the countryside of Europe or America. Now, why is that? The answer is simple. Ginger is a tropical plant, and it's fairly hard to grow in regions that are less warm and humid. But there are options and methods that will let you propagate this culinary specialty herb at home. Where does it come from? Most of the ginger that arrives in our markets and on our tables was cultivated in southern China, India, Indonesia, or West Africa. In the native countries where ginger originates, the rhizome, not technically a root, though it's similar, can grow aplenty as a commercial spice, or even in home backyard gardens. It thrives in these tropical climes and has a penchant for spreading quite aggressively, even when planted as a garden perennial. It would seem that ginger can indeed make it in some gardens in the US, but not all of them. It's only suited to areas that are considered tropical or subtropical. So, if you're a lover of ginger, is it possible to form a more personal relationship by growing it at home, even if you live in a colder temperate region? Yes, it is. There are a few tips to follow and tricks to it that may seem a bit daunting for beginner gardeners, but they're a lot easier to achieve than you might think, and completely worth it if you want to enjoy your own homegrown version for days and days to come. Planting time. First, you'll need to locate some ginger rhizomes. These can be simply purchased from your local grocery store or farmer's market. Online retailers are particularly helpful if you want a cultivar other than standard culinary ginger. If you are able to choose in person, select a root or roots that is on the large side and healthy, 4 to 6 inches long, with multiple fingers extending from it. You'll want to find a location that's in full to partial shade with rich, loamy, and well-draining soil for planting. This is naturally an understory plant that thrives in hot and humid jungle-like conditions with dappled sunlight. Ginger can be grown directly in the ground or in pots. Growing ginger in water is an alternative method to traditional soil-based cultivation. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to grow ginger in water. Choose a plump and healthy ginger root from a reputable source or your local grocery store. Look for ginger with buds or small eyes on it, as these are the points from which sprouts will emerge. Place the ginger root on a clean cutting board and use a sharp knife to carefully cut it into smaller sections. Each piece should have at least one bud or eye on it, ensuring the potential for sprouting. Choose a suitable container. Select a glass jar or container that is wide enough to accommodate the ginger pieces. Clear glass is ideal as it allows you to monitor the progress of the roots. Ensure the container is clean and free from any residue. Fill the jar or container with clean, filtered water. Leave enough room for the ginger to grow and ensure the water covers the ginger pieces by about an inch. Place the ginger in water. Gently place the prepared ginger pieces into the container with the buds facing up. Space them out, ensuring they are not overcrowded. The water should cover the lower portion of the ginger, while the buds remain above the waterline. Find an appropriate location. Position the jar in a location that receives bright, indirect sunlight. Avoid direct sunlight as it can overheat the water. A well-lit area of your kitchen or near a window is often suitable. Regularly check the water level in the container. Add a small amount of fresh, filtered water as needed to maintain the water level, ensuring the ginger roots remain submerged. Be patient and monitor the ginger roots' progress over time. Within a few weeks, you should start to see sprouts emerging from the buds. Continue to provide adequate light and water as necessary. Harvesting. Once the ginger roots have grown to a desirable size, carefully remove them from the water. Gently wash away any excess water and soil particles. The roots are now ready for use. Replanting. If you wish to continue growing ginger, you can transfer the newly grown ginger shoots into pots with soil. Plant them with the buds facing up, covering them lightly with soil. Water regularly and provide adequate sunlight for further growth. To plant ginger, amend with compost or aged manure if your soil is lacking. Plant in early spring if possible. If you live in a warmer climate, you can plant at any time. As a tropical rhizome, this Asian perennial can only stand temperatures around 50 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. Anything lower simply makes ginger unhappy, damaging it, triggering dormancy, and at worst, killing it off completely. Farmers, gardeners, and growers among my friends and community members have consistently reported that their ginger shuts down anywhere under 55 degrees Fahrenheit. That is, the above-ground foliage yellows, shrivels, dries, and sheds itself until there's nothing left. Also, check our premium hydroponic grow tents, which will help you with your gardening. The link is given in the description. Forget first frost. We're talking about sweater weather. But don't worry, in most cases, this means that the plant has just gone dormant or is sleeping until warmer times return. If you touch the rhizome with your fingers, you will feel that it is indeed still hard, yet tender and alive. If you want a vibrant, beautiful ginger plant to grow year-round, you will have to make sure that it hangs out in temps above 55 degrees Fahrenheit at all times, optimally between 55 and 60 degrees Fahrenheit at the coolest. If it gets any colder, then this indicates to the rhizome that it's time for a long hibernation until spring. And unfortunately, it may not survive. If temperatures reach below freezing, 32 degrees Fahrenheit with frost, you can expect not only for the foliage to die off, but for the rhizome to shrivel and become lifeless. Frost cannot be tolerated whatsoever. Even if exposed to temperatures in the low 40s repeatedly, it just doesn't thrive naturally. If you plant in growing zones where it can flourish, ginger will go dormant during the winter months, triggered by less light and colder temperatures. Then it will come back in the spring without a worry. It's not just about temperature. Getting the temperature turned up enough for your plant to really thrive is only the beginning. So that was it for today. We hope you liked our video. Also, watch our previous video about how to grow beetle leaves at home. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. Thank you.